Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. I'm Wendy and here is my spoiler review of Don't Breathe. So obviously the movie is already out in theaters. I just saw it this morning, hence this is why it's a spoiler review. This movie is directed by Fede Alvarez and it stars Stephen Lang as the blind man, or as he introduced himself to me as Slang. The premise of this movie is three people want to break into Stephen Lang's house, who is a war veteran and blind, because they've seen news reports that he got in a settlement $300,000 and they want to use this money to get out of town and go to California. A lot of people at Collider have seen this and they keep telling me, oh my god, this is such an intense, such a good scary movie. It's my favorite of the year. And I was like, can it be that good? And you guys, it can. I don't want to go out there and say this is my favorite. I still personally think The Conjuring 2 tops this one, but it's up there. The title of the movie is Don't Breathe, and I feel like I didn't breathe half the movie, like I was holding my breath. What I love when they do scary movies is that sometimes they don't use the soundtrack or music to amplify the intensity of that moment. I like that they use the ambient noise. I should probably turn that off. Just the characters breathing, footsteps, or just like the dead sound of a room. That is more scary to me than any soundtrack you can put out there, because it makes it real. It puts you in the room with them. And Stephen Lang is such an intense actor, and even though he is blind, it seems like it doesn't matter because he knows every inch of that house. I especially love, there's a scene where they're in the basement and he turns off the light, so it leaves our actors in the dark, and the way he walks around and he turns the corner, it's just, he knows how many steps he needs to get to before he turns, where he puts his hand up and he touches the banister or the wall and he's like, okay, I know where I am, this is my house, come and get my money. And I had a hard time feeling bad for any of the characters that was killed, because they shouldn't have been there in the first place. So while it was brutal and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe he just, shot him in the neck, I was kind of like, you were the one that broke in. I mean, he was minding his own business. But here's the thing. Let's talk about the major twist of the movie. The major twist of the movie is that he kidnapped the girl who hit his daughter and killed his daughter, and he has her locked up in the basement in this like crazy contraption with like parachute belts and straps and things like that. And I almost want to say I saw it coming, because he had that door that led to the basement that had a bolt and a deadlock on it, and usually when they show that in the movie, it's kind of like, okay, something's down there, but I wasn't sure quite who we were going to find down there. So the second I saw her, I said, okay, well, he's probably doing something bad to her sexually, because he's angry, or he's trying to use her and in his mind, like replacing his daughter. But you guys, it goes so much darker than that, because eventually when he captures Rocky, he kind of puts her in the same contraption. And he goes to the mini fridge and he gives this speech about, there's nothing harder than a father losing his daughter, or something like that. But it's basically saying, I've got nothing else to lose, and the whole reason she was here is because she was going to pay for what she took away from me, which meant she was pregnant. I was like, okay, he raped her. But it's like, not really, because he didn't physically force himself on her, but he forced a turkey baster filled with his semen into her, which is pretty much, I don't know what's worse. I honestly don't know. It's so disturbing. When I saw that part, I was like, oh my god, really? And while that was a shocker and a giant twist in the movie, that that's what he was doing, at the same time, I felt like it wasn't needed, because the whole premise was three people breaking into a blind man's house takes money. He's a war veteran. He's very he's like a Jedi in his own house, so to speak. And I wish they would have kept it at that, even if they went into the basement and had the whole scene with the blackout. I would have rather not have that twist in the movie because I feel like it didn't propel the movie forward or backwards. If they left it out, I would have enjoyed the movie just as much. So it doesn't like diminish how good the movie is for me. It's just that I felt like it was like an extra thing that wasn't needed, and it was almost put in as like a shocker, a major shocker. But all in all, I seriously loved Don't Breathe. And again, I felt like I couldn't breathe in the movie, especially in the beginning. Like when Stephen Lang, Slang. When Slang would come out and he would just stand in the hallway, he would just appear out of nowhere. And he does that many times throughout this film. You're just like, my God. And that's what is scary, is you're battling a blind man in his own home who knows every single room backwards and forwards, and it has, the training and the skills to kill you. So you guys, that's it for my spoiler review. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of this movie and what was your favorite thing about it. Also, if you haven't already, please give this channel a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!